Bahamian world-renowned author and inspirational speaker Dr. Miles Monroe, his wife, and 7 others die in a tragic plane crash. A 51-year-old corrections officer finds himself on the wrong side of the law. And prominent pastor Bishop Simeon Hall urges all illegals to obey the laws of the country. We've got these stories and a whole lot more. I'm your host, Krishna Virgil, and this is the Tribune's Top 5. A sergeant in the Bahamas Department of Corrections found himself detained by police after authorities found him with dangerous drugs and they believe he was intending to supply. A 51-year-old correctional officer was tried before the courts on Friday after he was arrested at the prison on Wednesday afternoon accused of possessing dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. According to reports, shortly after 2 p.m., a team of officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit acting on intelligence went to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, formerly Her Majesty's Prison, where they conducted a search of a correctional officer who had just reported for duty. During the search, DEU officers reported that they found a quantity of dangerous drugs. The officers also seized over $700 believed to be the proceeds of crime. Superintendent Samuel Butler, officer in charge of the DEU, told the Tribune the officer was found with 3 tape packages of marijuana. When asked if DEU suspected that the drugs were intended to be sold to inmates, Superintendent Butler said, quote, "We cannot speculate, but we doubt that he would have taken that much marijuana to work if it was just for his personal use," end quote. According to sources, the officer in question has worked at the prison for 28 years and allegedly faced disciplinary action several years ago because of quote-unquote misconduct on the job. And tragedy struck Grand Bahama yet again after a woman driver died in a car crash and her passenger remains in hospital in critical condition. The fatal accident happened in West Grand Bahama on Thursday night. Police and emergency services were called to the scene of a collision on Queens Highway in the Pirates Cove area involving a 2002 Buick Century and a silver Jaguar, which resulted in both vehicles being extensively damaged. The driver of the Jaguar, who sources identified as Lisa Gibson, died of her injuries at the scene, while the female passenger was transported to the Ram Memorial Hospital by EMS personnel. She was said to be in intensive care unit with a broken neck. The driver and passenger of the Buick were treated for minor injuries at the hospital. Boycott Bahamas. Those were the words of a U.S. representative from Haiti that infuriated Bahamians as she delivered an ultimatum to the government over their new immigration policies. Daphne Campbell, Democratic member of the Florida House of Representatives, vowed to stop at nothing until tourists and international businesses boycott the Bahamas because of controversial immigration policies that came into effect on November 1. Mrs. Campbell, who was born in Haiti, spoke in Florida about the matter during a press conference broadcast on Channel 7 News on Monday. At one point during the conference, she exclaimed, quote, "Boycott Bahamas to end discrimination against Haitian children," end quote. Proclaiming to be a voice for the voiceless, Mrs. Campbell later told the Tribune that she took a position after seeing a video showing Haitian children facing deportation to Haiti being led away during recent immigration arrests. Distressed Haitian parents in Florida showed her the video along with other alarming photos, she said. She said Bahamian government officials had 1 week to apologize and reverse the new policies, or she would travel to the Bahamas with a delegation to address them face to face. Mrs. Campbell also pledged to be persistent in raising awareness around the world about quote-unquote injustices performed in this country as long as the immigration policies remain unchanged. Firing back at Mrs. Campbell's threats, prominent religious leader Bishop Simeon Hall called on all Haitian pastors in the country to urge their members not to follow anyone who encourages a blatant disrespect of the laws of the Bahamas. Bishop Hall, pastor emeritus of New Covenant Baptist Church, said given the attention that Mrs. Campbell has received in her call for a boycott of the Bahamas, the country must position itself for a serious national confrontation in the coming weeks. Bishop Hall said, quote, "I don't think they should follow anyone who would incite the spirit of ingratitude in the Bahamas. This country has been kind to the Haitian community. Any assessments done at this point would show that we have been accommodating to them. They should not follow anyone who would blatantly disrespect our laws or us," end quote. Bishop Hall isn't the only public figure to have weighed in on the situation. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell dismissed Mrs. Campbell's threats when contacted by the Tribune for comment earlier this week. He said, quote, She's a fool. Anyone who talks about boycotting the Bahamas, I can't have any time for them. That's absolute rot. It's amazing the stupidity that's circulating around this. It's just astounding." End quote. Opposition Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister Hubert Chipman also sided with the government, saying the Florida politician was totally out of order. We are at Bahamas Faith Ministries International, the church of world-renowned author and inspirational speaker Dr. Miles Monroe, where there was an outpouring of emotions once it was confirmed on Sunday that Monroe, his wife, and 7 others died in a tragic plane crash on Sunday. Tragedy struck the nation once it was confirmed that Dr. Miles Monroe, pastor of Bahamas Faith Ministries International, his wife Ruth Ann, Dr. Richard Pinder, BFM's senior vice president, newly ordained youth pastors Lavard Manifest Parks, his pregnant wife Rodell, and their 5-year-old son Johannan, Captain Stanley Thurston, co-pilot Frecan Cooper, and 38-year-old Colorado resident Diego de Santiago were on board a Lear 36 executive jet that went down in a gruesome crash in bad weather in Grand Bahama. The plane, which left Nassau at 4:07 p.m., collided into a crane at the Grand Bahama shipyard around 5:10 p.m. It crashed in a nearby junk pile. All persons on board were killed instantly. Dr. Monroe and the group were headed to Freeport to attend the Global Leadership Forum, which he was to host in Grand Bahama on Sunday for 5 days. As the news took the country by storm, mourners gathered at BFMI on Carmichael Road to comfort one another. In response to the tragedy, condolences have poured in from around the world. On Tuesday, investigators said they found the cockpit voice recorder and the digital electronic engine monitors from the ill-fated Lear jet as officials try to piece together what happened. The voice recorder will provide vital information to investigators into the final moments of the flight as it was making its approach to land at Grand Bahama International Airport, officials said. The device records what the crew said and monitors any sounds that occurred within the cockpit. It is also extremely important for determining the timing of events because it contains information such as communication between the crew and ground control and other planes. The cockpit voice recorder is usually located in the tail of the plane. Relatives and loved ones expect to hold a memorial and funeral services for Dr. Monroe, his wife Ruth, and Dr. Pinder during the first week in December. Family members of the remaining victims are expected to soon announce their funeral plans. And before we go, we here at the Tribune News Network would like to send our condolences to the loved ones of the fallen 9 who died in Sunday's tragic plane crash. Our hearts and our prayers go out to the families. Want to get in on the discussion? Well, here's how you can. Just log on to our website at www.tribune242.com. Like us on Facebook, the Tribune News Network. Send us a tweet at Tribune242 or subscribe to our YouTube page, Tribune242.